Things have not been exactly great for Quavo since his nephew's tragic death. Months after Takeoff's passing, a lot has happened, and it seems that Quavo is not yet fully healed. His actions have painted a picture of a bitter and sad man. From his music career to his relationship with family members, Quavo's life after Takeoff's passing has not been sunshine and rainbows. Let us dive deep inside his life and find out why the rapper is in turmoil. Life before Takeoff's death. For us to fully grasp the effect that Takeoff's death has had on Quavo, it's important to look at the rapper's life before the tragic events occurred. Quavo has had an illustrious rap career, bringing him fame and money. Being part of the rap group Migos has played a huge role in propelling him into stardom. The rap group made of Quavo, his nephew Takeoff, and his cousin Offset were originally called the Polo Club. However, they soon changed their name to the Migos, referencing the phrase the Three Amigos. Although the three family members came together to form a rap group in 2008, it took them 5 years to establish themselves as a formidable force in the hip-hop industry. In 2013, Migos released their breakout single Versace, which peaked at number 99 on the US Billboard Hot 100 chart. This song would prove to be their saving grace, as a year later, fellow rapper Drake brought more attention to the song when he remixed it, added a verse, and performed the song at the 2013 iHeartRadio Music Festival. The record's increased exposure as a result of Drake saw it placed in multiple year-end lists in 2013. This included number 3 on XXL's The 25 Best Songs of 2013, number 4 on Complex's The 50 Best Songs of 2013, number 5 on Spin's 50 Best Songs of 2013, number 38 on Pitchfork's The Top 100 Tracks of 2013, and number 69 on the Rolling Stones' The 100 Best Songs of 2013. The Migos were on their way to the top, and so was Quavo. Also, it's important to remember that he was making it with his family members. It often seems easier to work with family members since very little can cause a permanent rift between them. Having been raised together by Quavo's mother, the trio seemed indestructible by outside forces. Things would only get much better for the trio in the coming years as their music career took off after their 2013 Versace success. The following year, the trio released No Label 2, the sequel to the mixtape they had released in 2011 titled Jug Season. The mixtape would go on to get over 200,000 downloads in its first week, and eventually was certified gold on mixtape sharing site DatPiff. The group's success so far led them to sign a deal with the prestigious 300 Entertainment. The year also saw them get 3 nominations in the BET Hip Hop Awards, the first award recognitions of their careers. Of the 3 nominations, they scooped their first ever award for the best mixtape, No Label 2. They won the best rap group category at the BET Awards. 2017 would prove to be their year of triumph as they received 8 nominations from BET Awards, MTV Europe Music Awards, MTV Video Music Awards, and Billboard Music Awards, where they scooped 7 of 8 awards. This would continue in 2018, where they were again nominated for 13 awards and scooped 4 of them. Quavo and Takeoff also released an album in 2022, Only Built for Infinity Links, which debuted at number 7 on the US Billboard Hot 200 chart, earning 33,000 album equivalent units in its first week. The album also accumulated a total of 41.1 million on-demand streams of the album's songs. While Quavo and the Migos' careers were blossoming, so was their financial situation. In 2015, it was reported that the trio charged $30,000 to $40,000 per show. However, after they cut ties with 300 Entertainment, the rap group nearly doubled their performance revenue to $60,000 to $65,000 per appearance. Quavo's fame in the rap group continued to open more doors for him, as 2016 saw the rapper start a career in acting. His first TV appearance was on an episode of Donald Glover's series Atlanta, where he appeared alongside his rap brothers Offset and Takeoff. In 2018, Quavo made a cameo appearance on an episode of Fox's musical drama television series Star. The following year, he appeared in HBO's Ballers, and then the 5th season finale of ABC's Blackish. In 2020, he was featured in a YouTube docuseries about Justin Bieber, as well as a sophomore season of Narcos Mexico. In 2022, he also featured in the thriller film Savage Salvation. Apart from starting his acting career, the rapper would also go on to appear in NBA All-Star Celebrity Games, where he featured in 2018, 2019, and 2020. His interest in sports saw the rapper become one of 4 owners of the FCF Glacier Boys, a team in the Fan-Controlled Football League. Fan-Controlled Football is a new brand of fast-paced, action-packed football where fans call the shots. The sport started in the spring of 2021 in Atlanta, and Quavo became one of its pioneers by owning one of the first 4 teams to participate in the sport. With the sport earning $7.1 million in revenue, it's safe to say that Quavo has made a good investment. Evidently, Quavo's life before Takeoff's death seemed to get better by the day. From his music and acting careers to profitable investments, Quavo was experiencing win after win. Granted, life was not always good, as he did face a lot of controversy as an individual and as part of the Migos. For example, on April 18, 2015, cops stopped a Migos concert at Georgia Southern University and arrested the Migos and several members of their entourage. Quavo was charged with possession of marijuana, possession of a firearm in a school safety zone, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime. However, he was released released from jail on bond and later pleaded no contest to misdemeanor marijuana charges and received a 12-month sentence, which was suspended after paying a fine. Quavo was also involved in a messy breakup with his ex-girlfriend, Saweetie, with the pair ending up in a physical confrontation that was caught on camera. It wasn't the best we've seen Quavo at, but I mean, generally, Quavo's life was amazing. But it stopped being amazing the fateful day his nephew tragically died. Quavo blamed for Takeoff's death. Takeoff's death came as a shock to many. Everyone knew him as the most chill Migos member. Maybe it was because he was the youngest and seemed to follow in the steps of his older family members. He did not have any ops. In fact, anytime Takeoff was involved in a beef, he was always roped in by the other two Migos members. For example, when Migos were beefing with XXXTentacion, it was Offset who sparked it off, leading to a physical altercation where Migos jumped X. Amid his beef with Drake for stealing his flow, Offset recorded himself listening to a radio interview where X criticized Drake, then posted an Instagram video clowning the young rapper. According to Offset, no one had heard of him and that he should concentrate on getting himself out of jail. At the time, X was fighting a domestic violence case. Naturally, X responded in similar fashion, claiming that he did not respect people who did not want to see young guys succeed. He also claimed that Offset was just chasing clout, and since he was 35, his career was over. This back and forth would later lead to a physical fight in November 2017. X claimed that the Migos trio jumped him and shared videos with a swollen face. Despite this altercation, X still went ahead to apologize to Takeoff on Instagram, admitting that he had no beef with him, but with his band members. "From the bottom of my heart, I apologize to you," X wrote. "You only caught in the crossfire of your bloodline. Blessings." It was simply difficult to hate on Takeoff. Even when the Migos started falling apart, he remained a neutral party. Cardi and Offset unfollowed Quavo and Takeoff on social media, while Quavo unfollowed Offset and his wife. However, Takeoff did not unfollow anyone. So who took out Takeoff and why? On November 1st, 2022, Quavo and his nephew Takeoff attended a private party thrown by Jay Prince at 810 Billiards and Bowling in the Green Street commercial development part of Houston, Texas. At around 1 a.m., after the party had ended, around 40 people gathered outside the bowling alley. As the crowd watched the dice game being played, multiple shots were fired. Takeoff was hit multiple times in the head and torso. He died in his uncle's hands, Quavo, as he cried out for help. A nurse who was nearby ran to the scene but arrived when the rapper had already passed. At first, reports stated that Takeoff had been shot after an argument ensued over the dice game. However, the Houston Police Department reported that their investigations show that Takeoff was not even the intended target. He had been shot by accident. The rapper's record label, Quality Control, also confirmed that he was killed by a stray bullet. Quavo was heartbroken. Videos shared on social media showed Quavo waving as his nephew lay on the ground lifeless. His pain was evident. No one could imagine the pain that he felt. Having been raised together and becoming successful together, he could not believe Takeoff, who was more of a brother to him, had just died in his arms. One would view Takeoff's death as an accident. As we have seen, the rapper was not beefing with anybody. That ruled out that anyone would have wanted the soft-spoken rapper dead. Clearly, he was caught in the crossfire. However, as more details began to come to light regarding the situation, it became evident that Quavo had played a big role in his nephew's death. Reports supported by police investigations showed that Quavo was watching the dice game at the mall. His nephew Takeoff was standing a few feet behind him. As Quavo watched the game, a man approached him and started insulting him. The man then started mocking Quavo over his appearance in a celebrity match held a few weeks prior. Being a gangster, Quavo proceeded to have a back and forth with the man. While all this took place, Takeoff was standing just a few feet behind his uncle, minding his business. Quavo turned away from the man and started walking toward his nephew. The man, clearly agitated by something Quavo had said, swung a fist at him, but missed. Takeoff did not understand what was going on. All he saw was someone swing at his uncle. He swung into action to protect Quavo from his attacker and took a few steps forward. A split second later, shots were fired and Takeoff was hit multiple times. An interesting thing to note is that the man who started the argument with Quavo was trying to pick a fight. Hip-hop commentator DJ Academics, while on Vlad TV, pointed out that the man in question had constantly shown Quavo a lot of hate on social media in the past. DJ Academics also revealed that Quavo had said something to the man that escalated the whole issue, leading to guns being drawn and fired. Apparently, Quavo said,
hurt somebody, bro.
Violence, especially in the hood, is often sparked by uttering the wrong words, or even people perceiving what others say as disrespect, even when it's not meant as disrespect. But a sure way of starting a fight is to talk back at somebody who was already looking for an excuse to fight. As DJ Academics also noted, Quavo's words were the fuel to the fire. They set in motion a series of events that ultimately led to his nephew's death. Once he walked away from the man and a punch was thrown his way, he continued walking, seemingly unbothered. However, someone holding a gun had seen this and fired in that direction, and what people widely say was to protect Quavo. Quavo had already left the picture, and Takeoff was now in the middle. Sadly, he was hit. There were mixed reactions regarding the revelation that Quavo had somehow played a part in Takeoff's death. A good portion of fans agreed that talking back at people quickly escalates into violence. Since everyone tries to come across as tough, talking back at them, especially in front of people, forces people to react and avoid looking weak. The phrase, "let me go before I hurt somebody," is often taken as demeaning and may easily cause a fight to break out. However, another section of fans refused to excuse the man's behavior, as well well as blame Quavo for the whole incident. Not only was he minding his business when the man confronted him, he also walked away from the man. One of the things that made Quavo's life miserable is knowing that some of his actions may have caused Takeoff's death. Although it was an accident, part of him may still believe that he set off a chain of events that led to guns being fired. Although many people disagreed on Quavo's role in his nephew's death, a case can be made that he had the power to avoid the incident. Emotional and chaotic Grammy performance. The hip-hop industry was deeply affected by Takeoff's passing, especially his fellow bandmates. Each of the Migos posted an emotional tribute to their slain family member. Although they had expressed their emotions to the world, they had a chance to give Takeoff a proper sending off with a great performance. Quavo was presented the chance to do this at the Grammy Awards. Having released a song in honor of his late nephew, Quavo was eager to send off his nephew on stage that would be broadcast to the world. Just days before the 65th Annual Grammy Awards in Los Angeles, the organizers of the event revealed that Quavo would be performing in honor of Takeoff. Fans waited in anticipation, since this would be the Migos members' first performance since the tragic murder occurred just months earlier. It is important to note that during this time, it was rumored that Offset had been kicked out of the Migos. In fact, before his death, Takeoff and Quavo did an interview with Big Facts podcast where they subtly stated that the Migos had broken up. During the interview, the two were asked why they had released the album Only Built for Infinity Links without Offset. Quavo replied saying that he saw them moving forward as a duo.
I just feel like we want to see our career as a duo, you know what I'm saying?
Quavo further broke fans' hearts when he said that sometimes things just don't work out, which signaled that the iconic trio was no more.
You know, we just came from a loyal family, you know what I'm saying, that's supposed to stick together. And, you know, sometimes it don't work out. It ain't meant to be.
However, Takeoff gave fans hope of a reunion when he said that only time will tell, and that at the end of the day, we're still family. Fans now wanted to see whether Offset would perform alongside his cousin to honor their late family member. Tensions were high, but fans were optimistic. Surely the two would bury the hatchet and perform together in honor of their late family member. February 5th, 2023, the day Migos fans had been eagerly waiting for, the Grammy Awards show. Quavo was ready to take the stage and give his nephew a proper tribute performance. As people waited for him to appear on stage, Offset showed up backstage and all hell broke loose. It's obvious that Offset wanted to perform alongside his cousin. If he had not attempted to join him, many people would have criticized him, just as he was criticized by Jay Prince for not being by his cousin's side when he was still alive. I mean, it wasn't his fault he was not by Takeoff's side. At the time, he had been kicked out of the group and they were not on good terms. In an episode of the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, Jay Prince singled out Offset for not supporting Takeoff when he was still alive.
You know, one can dance and different things in front of these different cameras and all that kind of shit. And when reality, the truth of the matter is, you know, you wasn't really right there with Takeoff when he was alive.
According to numerous reports, a fight broke out between the two rappers just before Quavo went on stage to perform. Turns out that the Grammy organizers wanted Offset to take part in the tribute performance. However, Quavo wanted no part of it. The song was his, and he was the one who had been approached to perform. He decided to go at it alone. This led to a brief scuffle before the two were separated. Moments later, Quavo appeared on stage and performed his tribute, accompanied by the gospel group Maverick City Music. Later, video emerged of Offset being escorted out by security moments before the performance started. However, Offset was quick to deny the rumor the next day in a tweet saying, "What the fuck I look like fighting my brother? Y'all is crazy." However, footage released by Entertainment News showed a different picture. Although the scuffle was not caught on camera, Cardi could be heard reprimanding the pair and telling them that they were both wrong.
Both of y'all wrong. Both of y'all. This is not right. Just go. You just have been talking.
It's clear that Offset was trying his best not to create drama and had quickly taken to social media to rebut any rumors surrounding the incident. However, with the emergence of video, there was nowhere to hide. Surprisingly, Quavo never addressed the incident. However, his silence told fans a lot. It was clear that he was still hurting from his nephew's death. That aside, Quavo was still holding on to grudges with family members instead of coming together to grieve one of their own. In a way, Offset showing up to perform alongside Quavo was a sign that he wanted to bury the hatchet. However, Quavo was not willing to accept the extended olive branch. God knows how much he was hurting. While many people would like to see them release music together, that ship may have already sailed, and many fans have already come to terms with the reality. I mean, other rap groups have gone through similar situations. From Onyx to Outkast, rap groups have shown that they do not last forever. Beef with Offset. Quavo's beef with his cousin continues to shed light on his life after Takeoff's passing. Rumor on the internet suggests that he recently took a dig at Offset because of his new tattoo of Takeoff on his back. But where did this all start? Where did his hate for a family member he grew up with start? Rumor has it a woman was involved. It all started when Offset tweeted, "I perform better when I get counted out." There was not much to go by from this. However, just a few days later, Quavo and Takeoff posted a video on Instagram recreating a picture of them when they were kids to promote a new song. The rumor that the Migos were breaking up surfaced. The rumor intensified when Quavo and Takeoff released their hit single Hotel Lobby a few days later with the notable absentee, Offset. Trouble in Paradise was confirmed when people noticed that Offset had unfollowed Quavo and Takeoff on Instagram. Cardi B, Offset's wife, then unfollowed Quavo and Takeoff. Quavo also decided to unfollow Offset and Cardi. As mentioned earlier, Takeoff did not unfollow anyone and chose to remain a neutral party in the feud. Although some people thought that it was a publicity stunt for an upcoming project, it soon became clear that the group was breaking up after they canceled a performance at a prestigious event, the Governor's Ball in New York. While creating a buzz for an upcoming project was normal in the industry, hurting one's bag in the process was unheard of. Through a tweet, the Governor's Ball announced, "Due to circumstances out of our control, Migos are no longer performing." Apparently, Quavo was busy shooting a movie, making it difficult for the group to perform. However, fans had already read into the matter and concluded that this meant the group had officially broken up. So why had the group that had dominated the industry for more than a decade broken up? Popular podcast We in Miami podcast discussed the story in one of their episodes. Travis Porter revealed that the Migos had separated because of a woman.
I like the Migos, like they broke up, man. What y'all think about that Migos?
It was over. Wait, what he said?
It was over. What?
It was over a
Always over.
Oh my God.
What girl was it over? Cardi?
I don't know.
Quavo gave the public the first clue of what had happened in the track Messy, where he raps, "I said Carisha please, cause she too messy. She my dog behind my back, but I ain't stressing. You wanted the gang, you should've just said it. We would've blessed it. Now got messy." In the first bar, Quavo seemed to reference Saweetie's appearance on Young Miami's podcast, Carisha Please. An anonymous individual who identified himself as Nicki Minaj's stylist also revealed to Urban Island that Offset did sleep with Saweetie. While that may have been true, Quavo could have easily been referring to his messy breakup with Saweetie. Their relationship came to an end in an ugly fashion, with surveillance footage of their physical altercations being released to the press. In a Twitter post, Saweetie announced that the couple had broken up and accused Quavo of cheating on her. In the post, the rapper stated that she was single and expressed that she had endured hurt and betrayal. She also said that no amount of presence would make things right. Love isn't real when the intimacy is given to other women, she posted. So who exactly had cheated on the other? Cardi's actions would help shed light on the whole situation. Although she defended her husband and publicly denied that Offset had cheated, Cardi's actions towards Saweetie were a bit suspicious, causing people to think that Offset and the female rapper had a thing going on. There was speculation within the hip-hop industry that Cardi was sabotaging Saweetie's career. Saweetie had announced that she was going to feature on a remix of the hit single F&F. Fans eagerly waited for her verse on Glorilla's hit single. Saweetie was so hyped for the project that she even posted a behind-the-scenes snippet on her Instagram showing her and Glorilla shooting the track's music video. The song finally dropped, and there were two notable inconsistencies with what fans were expecting. First, there was no video to the song, even though Saweetie had shared a behind-the-scenes clip of the two female rappers on a music video set. Second, Saweetie's verse was nowhere to be found. Rumor had it that Cardi had pulled some strings and had Saweetie's verse scrapped from the record. This is also why the video never dropped. Glorilla soon released a statement praising Saweetie, although she failed to address the elephant in the room. Saweetie never spoke about it as well, leaving fans to conclude that the rumor was true and that Cardi did all this to get back at Saweetie for fooling around with her man. While Saweetie was the focus of attention, Onyx member Fredro Starr tried to show the world that the woman in question, the woman who had led to the Migos breakup, was none other than Cardi B. In an interview on Vlad TV, he revealed that everyone knew this was going to happen. According to him, Offset had a wife and a family and could not balance that with being with the Migos. He knew what was going to happen. He said, he's in a relationship, he's got kids, and is with her more, not with them. He's going that way, they're going that way. Apart from that, Cardi had a bigger bag than Offset, so she may have been calling the shots. Music career and the death of Migos. While we may never really know what happened behind the scenes, Quavo did reveal on the Big Facts podcast that the group broke up because of disloyalty.
So we just stand on loyalty, you know what I mean? We stand on real deal loyalty. And you know, sometimes it ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers, and that is what it is. Right now we gonna be the duo time tell.
Apart from the Grammy Awards altercation, fans seem to insinuate that Quavo was taking a dig at Offset because of his new tattoo of Takeoff. Recently, Offset took to Instagram to post his new body art. The tattoo of his late cousin covers his entire back. He posted this on his social media to show the world his latest tribute to his late cousin with the caption, "Love you for life and after." Later, Quavo posted a photo on Instagram standing on a military plane. Although the photo was harmless, fans took issue with his caption, which read, "Rocket power, it's in you, not on you." There was an immediate backlash as fans bashed him for being petty and childish. However, Quavo also had many people defend him as well in the comments section. Among those who commented was his mom. In an effort to stop the negativity and avoid a larger rift between the family members, Quavo's mom posted, "One of my grandson Takeoff favorite quotes is it has to be in you, not on you. We give God praise for giving it." To Quavo and Takeoff, long live Takeoff, the Rocket Man. Despite Quavo's mom trying to clear the air, netizens were still divided on the issue. However, at least his mom was on his side. His best friend and brother had just died. He was not on good terms with his cousin, and Offset's wife also hated his guts. It's important to note that Quavo and Cardi had a public spat on social media where they traded subtle shots. It all started with Quavo and Takeoff appearing on an episode of Drink Champs. The pair were asked who they preferred between Nicki Minaj and Cardi B. While everyone expected them to choose their family, they chose Nicki, catching everyone by surprise. Interestingly, Quavo was the first one to answer. Once he chose Nicki, Takeoff was caught between a rock and a hard place. If he chose Nicki, it would look bad. However, if he chose Cardi, he would make his uncle look bad.
Nicki or Cardi B?
This is mad. I'm taking a shot.
That was sinister legend shit,
man. I'm gonna say Nicki.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say the same thing though. That's crazy.
Cardi, who was not impressed by this, took to her Instagram to post, "Stand on it." This was directed at Quavo. For many, this did not make sense. Let me explain. First, you should keep in mind that Quavo's ex, Saweetie, had a short-lived relationship with Lil Baby after she parted ways with Quavo. After hearing this, Quavo took to Instagram to react to their relationship, saying, "Ain't no tripping, we can swap it out." Lil Baby, unimpressed by this, replied with, "I don't want you. We can't swap it out." The song in which Lil Baby used this bar was titled "Stand On It." Quavo was not on good terms with some of his closest family members, which may eat one up and cause stress. This may even be translated into his music, as he has only released 2 tracks after the tragic event, Greatness and Without You, which he performed at the Grammys. His previous project with his nephew, Only Built for Infinity Links, which debuted at number 7 on the US Billboard 200 chart, had generally performed well, but now he is alone. How would he cope with being a solo act? In the song Greatness, he dismissed any talk of working with Offset. According to him, Takeoff's death was the final nail in the Migos' coffin. So don't ask about the group. He gone, we gone. Young and can't come back, Quavo raps. Quavo has been used to working and succeeding with family by his side, but now it seems he is all alone. How will his solo career fare? Only time will tell, since he has a new album in the works, a tribute to Takeoff titled Rocket Power. We all know that he would be better off patching things up with his family and moving on. Let us wait and see what the future holds for Quavo. If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes playing on your screen to watch more similar content.
Won. We got each other back. He got my back.
Yeah, we all
got
won.
each other back. Without us, it ain't nothing. So it's like we hanging on to ourselves. That's all we got.